Right. Good morning, everyone. All the online students. Is that the screen is visible? All the online students. Could you please everyone respond in the chat window? A request for all the online students need to be respond in the chat window. Okay. Perfect, guys. Let's get continued then. So the one we have been discussing about these particular important concepts here. That is what we have been started with part 2. So previously we have been done with that particular part 1 of the concepts here, and then we have been started that particular part 2 of the concepts which we will be taking with automation frameworks. We will be taking with that particular perspective of part 2 of that particular concepts here. That is what we will be taking with automation frameworks here. Okay. Now, as part of our yesterday understanding, in simple, the meaning of automation framework, we mentioned that creation of folder structure, creation of folder structure with standard rules here. If I'm just taking with this particular one, creation of folder structure with standard rules here. This is what I will be taking with this particular perspective of automation framework. Okay, done. So what kind of standard rules need to be followed? How many folders need to be created? It's totally depends on that particular project requirement, and it will depends on that particular client requirement. Based on that particular project requirement or based on that particular client requirement, I'll go with in creating different type of folders here. Okay. After that, you will be taking with this particular perspective of the things. I mean, which you will be able to go with this particular step. That is, so while working that particular any kind of framework, it will be followed the two common standards here. That is what it will be mentioning that the one it will be taking with design, design of automation framework. The one it will be taking with design of automation framework. In the same way, it will be mentioning the design of automation script. One it will be taking with design of automation framework. Another one it will be taking with design of automation scripts here. So that is how it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Now, as part of that particular real time design of automation framework, design of automation framework done by test lead, design of automation framework done by that particular test lead. Then it will be taking with design of automation script, design of automation script done by tester. So now we are understanding both the things here, how exactly we can design with the framework and how we can design that particular automation script. That is what we have been done in the yesterday session, which we have been created that particular folder structure. We got it will be taking with that particularly folder and which it will be taking with that particular test folder. If I'm just taking with that particularly folder, it will be taking with global.ts. In that particular global, we are maintaining that particular global, we are maintaining that particular test data, and then it will be taking with objects here. In the same way, it will be taking with general. In that particular general, we are maintaining all reusable functions, or it will be taking with reusable methods here. Okay. Then we got, it will be taking with the test folder, which we are maintaining that particular actual automation scripts here. So to get more clear picture on this particular framework and to get understand advantages of this particular framework, let's go with in automating one more test case here. So let's understand in automating one more test case here. That is what we will be taking with add employee. Previously, we automated that particular login and logout. So now we need to be get automated that particular add employee. Automating add employee test case. So how exactly we can get automated individually? So how we can get automated individually, that we need to be get understand here. I mean, that we are already done. But now we are working that particular aspect of framework. If I'm just taking with that particular framework, how exactly we can automate this particular test case? Let's see here. As usual, according to the framework standards, first we will be taking with global. Now, as part of the framework standards, any test case you are automating, we have to maintain test data and objects. Previously, you automated test case 1, login, logout. Related to that particular test case, whatever test data is required, objects has been required, you have been mentioned. Now, in the same way, you will be taking with add employee. Related to add employee, just will be taking with that particular perspective of, it will be having that particular employee first name, which I will be taking with employee first name. So providing that particular employee first name. In a similar way, it will be taking with that particular employee last name. So we'll be taking with that particular aspect of employee first name, and then it will be taking with that particular employee last name here. That means we are not disturbing any of the existing structure, just related to the new test case, whatever the things has been required, we are utilizing. As part of the requirement, first I have to do login. As already the login details are available, we'll just use with the same details only. We'll just use with the same details here, not like again, it will be repeating with the one more time. That is what it will be taking with the advantage of the framework. Previously, if we look into the part 1 of the program, almost like every program, we are repeating with the similar things here. But now we are maintaining all the unique things only here, which we got that particular test data. Continued with the same, how to maintain that particular objects also. Related to that particular add employee, as we are already knowing this whole thing, consider as a, what we are consider? This particular whole thing, what it has been considered? Right. So which it has been considered as a frame. To confirm that it has been framed or not, which you will be taking with the right click and you will be taking with inspect. You will be taking with the right click and which you will be taking with that particular perspective of inspect. From the highlighted one, you have to go with that particular upper level and searching with the tag name of iframe and which you will be taking with that particular frame ID here. The same thing, it has been applicable, which you will be defining that particular respective object. First, you will be taking with public and then you will be taking with frame. So that particular frame is related to employee page, employee information page that you will be taking with frame. You will be taking ID equal to right menu. After that, you have to click on add button. You need to be get click on add button. You will be taking with button underscore add. So you need to be get go with clicking on that particular add button. In the same way, you will be taking with public that particular first name and then taking with last name here. And along with that, you will be taking with that particular save button, which you will be taking with that particular save button. So in this way, we need to go with in defining all the objects. You see the advantage here. The advantage of the framework, the maintenance, the maintaining or maintenance of the project will be very easy because as part of this particular global.ts, I'm not providing any other information, which we are providing only test data and you will be taking with that particular objects or elements here. Any test case, two test cases, 10 test cases, or 50 test cases. Any test cases you are automating. Any test cases you are automating, you have been providing that particular steps here. So in this way, you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Okay. In the same way, you will be taking with these particular general. In that particular general, we have to maintain. In that particular general, we have to maintain that particular perspective of reusable functions here. Whatever the test case you are automating, whatever the test cases you are automating, right, guys. So which you will be taking with this particular perspective of, right? You will be taking with mention that in that particular general, you will be taking with this particular perspective of reusable functions. But these particular functions or methods, we are maintaining. These particular functions or methods, we are maintaining based on the test case steps here. That means what exactly that particular test cases you are automating. Based on that, we are maintaining the methods. First, I want to do the login. Already the login method is available. So I doesn't require again to write one more time here. That is what it will save the time here. So one is maintenance. Maintenance will be very easy. One it will be taking with that particular aspect of maintenance will be very easy. And another one, it will save the time, which it will save that particular respective time here. So this is what it will be coming up with. It will be taking with these particular respective frameworks here. Okay, right. Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Right. See that. So which you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So which it has been done, it will be having these particular respective of methods here. So which it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So in this way, we have to write it, which it will be taking with, it will be having these particular respective of writing the methods. Now related to this particular respective of add employee, let's see how we can write it. Mentioning that it will be taking with async add employee. If I'm taking with this particular respective of async, if I'm just taking with this particular add employee, first we need to begin enter into that particular frame. First we need to begin go with enter into that particular frame. If I'm just taking that as usual, it will be taking with let, it will be taking with the frame. First, we are entering into the frame. Frame details already there in global. From the global only you are getting the frame details. Now, in that particular frame, it will be taking with. In that particular frame, it will be taking with clicking on that particular respective add button. In that particular frame, it will be taking with and clicking on add button, then entering with the first name, entering with the last name, and click on save button. Apart from that, I'm writing one more method. See the concept, guys. I'm just writing one more method. Like yesterday, when we executed with the test case one, it has been executing in a very fast. To make slow down of that particular execution, we have to add wait statements here. That wait statement also, we are coming up with one more method that I will be taking with wait statement. Method name can be anything. We can go with any of that particular method name. We are coming up with and it will be taking with that particular our own methods. So this is how it will be mentioning that. So here I'll just mention. Right. So this I was just printing with this statement. So in this way, it will be working, writing with the methods. Methods doesn't require to take in a order. Methods can be in any order. It doesn't make any problem. So methods can be in any order. It doesn't make any problem here, right? So if I'm just taking with these particular respective steps, you can go with in any of that particular respective of order. Okay, done. So now we got in a global, it will be taking with general. Finally, it will be taking with that particular test case tool here. Right. So which it will be taking with these particular steps here. Okay. Done. Now you can see here. So as usual, it will be taking with that particular import, which it will be taking with and having that particular test model. So that particular test model from playwright. Along with that, it will be taking with the import that it will be taking with this particular general. Then you are taking with that particular add employee test case here. As part of that particular add employee test case, as usual, first need to create an object. If you want to get an access for method, to get access for method, you have to create an object, which it will be creating with the object that it got created with the object. As we got an a constructor, for that particular constructor, we are passing the argument of page. Now understand exact advantage of framework. We got in a method name of open application. The method name of open application, did we created today or yesterday? The method name of open application, did we created it today or yesterday? Right. Yesterday we created. Yesterday, when you're automating with the test case one, for the purpose of test case one, we created. But as part of test case two, we are reusing it. Reusability. Reusability. Writing for one time, writing for one time, and accessing for multiple times. Writing for one time and accessing for multiple times. Reusability. That is what it will be taking with this particular main advantage of this particular perspective of framework. Initially looks like some difficult. Initially looks like some difficult here, but once you start working on the framework in certain stage, if you got any required methods for the next time, just will be calling that particular methods only, not like will be taking with any major difficult on that. So that is how, as part of the real-time standards, it is mandatory that you will be taking with the framework. Now we can see here, I'm not writing for one more time, just I'm calling that. So I will be taking open application. For login also, I'm having that method. I'm calling that particular method. Then I need to take add employee. So add employee we created. And after that, I will be taking with logout, you will be taking with that logout. And I want to make a slowdown. I want to make that particular slowdown. For that, wherever it has been required, I can call that, which I will be taking wait statement. If you are writing inside of that particular wait statement inside of the method, I cannot reuse it. But I want to reuse as part of the requirement. That is the reason we created as a method. So whenever I require, I will be calling that particular respective of this particular respective of wait statements here. And as usual, according to the playwright, according to that particular playwright, every statement need to have that particular await. So every statement need to have that particular await which need to be get provided that particular respective of await here. So for every statement we need to be get add that particular await. Now see this test case. If any of the new person looking into this particular test case, very easily they are able to get understand. Very easily they are able to get understand that what exactly that particular respective of steps has been automated. So which you will be taking with open application and then taking with wait statement and then that particular login, add employee, log out and close that particular application here. So this is what it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So in this way, we need to be get go with, it will be having with these particular respective steps here. Okay. Now let's see that how we can execute it. So all our test cases we are maintaining under the test folder. So in that particular test folder, we created that particular test case too, and then we are calling all our required methods. See the execution now. If I'm taking with the execution, open in integrated terminal. That particular execution open in integrated terminal. Let's see here. If I'm just taking with this particular one, I will go with npx. npx, it will be taking with the playwright. npx playwright test tc002 dot, it will be taking with spec.ts, which I will be taking with headed mode. So which will be taking with that particular respective of headed mode. So this is what it will be taking with these particular respective steps has been done. So in this way, it will be able to get having these particular steps here, which it will be having this particular enter. Now we can see that it will be taking with this particular one here. Now you will be able to see that doing that particular login and then taking with that particular add employee and then taking with the logout and close the application. Right? So that is how you have been able to see that you will be taking with these particular steps here. So in this way, we can go with in automating these particular respective of test cases here. Right? So this is you guys also need to be continue with the same. So yesterday I mentioned that four test cases here, not exactly like four test cases based on your comfortable. You can go with in automating more number of test cases also. Just any test case you are automating, you have to follow same standards only. That is, will be taking with the global maintain test data and objects. Then you will be taking with the general, it will maintain all that particular reusable functions or methods. Then it will be taking with that particular test folder. It will be maintaining all that particular automation script. So any test case you are automating, you need to be get follow these particular standards. So this is how you guys can continue remaining test cases also, but don't like target only four. As an example, I given that particular four test cases for easy understanding, but the how much, I mean, how many test cases you are getting automating, you will be able to get that particular real time experience, because this is what exactly your real time job role as a automation tester. Previously, whatever the sessions we done, automation basics, object identification, TypeScript, and part one playwright. Everything to understand this concept. To understand these particular concept, we have been done with all our previous things here. So just you can spend with the more time. Again, I'm saying guys, how much real time experience, real time knowledge you want to get it, you need to be get spend with the time in on the framework, then you will be able to get more practice here. So just spend with the time in writing multiple test cases here. Okay, clear up to now? Right. With this, we are not completing the framework. Framework just started. It is not like in a completion of the framework. Framework, there is no concept of completion. There is no concept of the police stop. For a framework, there is no concept of completion and there is no concept of police stop also. That is never in process. As part of that particular project requirement, you have to come up with in implementing different kind of futures. That is what we are working with hybrid framework. As part of our hybrid framework, as part of our hybrid framework, we got, it will be taking with. As part of the hybrid framework, first we are starting with playwright. For that particular playwright, it will be taking with Allure Reports. For that particular Allure Reports, it will be taking with test suite. For that particular test suite, it will be taking with Jenkins. For this particular Jenkins, it will be taking GitHub and then it will be taking with GitHub Actions here. So this is how we are implementing different type of futures here. Not like mandatory that need to be get implemented the same futures here. For easy understanding as part of the common real-time standards, we are working with these particular steps here. Send this way, you will be able to get go with in integrating it here. Okay. So previously we have been done with playwright. Till now in our framework we have been done with the playwright. What is the use of the playwright? Playwright has been used. Playwright has been used in developing automation script. Playwright has been used in developing that particular automation script. In the same way, we need to be get go with these particular Allure reports. In the same way, we need to be get go with these particular Allure reports. What exactly mean by that particular Allure reports? How we need to be get work with that particular Allure reports, and how we need to integrate to the framework. That is what we have to understand. This concept looks like some small confusion. Allure report looks like some small confusion. Because of that, what we'll do is first we'll understand that how exactly we can generate Allure report individually, not in the framework. We'll do the framework. But before doing within the framework, first we'll understand that what is that particular Allure report, how we can generate Allure report individually. After that, we'll be taking with that particular perspective of framework here. So now, write with the new heading, all the online students also. Write with the new heading, mention that Allure reports. Write with the new heading, mention that Allure reports. Right. See that. See the understanding. First, we have HTML reports. By default, in the framework, by default, you got an HTML report. Okay. So by default, you will be taking with that particular perspective of. So which you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So which you will be having these particular respective steps here, right? So I mean, as simple, which you will be taking with this HTML report. For HTML report, extended. We use the terminology extended reports. Will use with the terminology that you will be taking with extended report. So that extended report is nothing but Allure reports here. Okay. So don't be confused, guys. See the concept. As simple, we got in two things here. So while working this particular HTML report, default, by default, HTML reports will be there. Along with the HTML report, we can go with extended report. That extended reports are nothing but Allure reports. What is the use of that? Which is used to generate the results by having pie charts. Generate the results by having that particular pie charts here. That means if I'm just taking with this particular one. So if I'm just taking with this particular one. So while working this particular respective of, right? So as part of this particular Allure report. So here HTML report just you can understand pass and fail. How many test case has been passed, how many test case fail, you can understand. Even Allure reports also same thing, but the advantage is that particular pie charts will be provided. By that, if you are thinking about higher level, if you just think about that particular higher level, like taking with this particular perspective of which you will be taking with the higher level management, like for the client or sometime managers or in the meeting, giving the count is perfectly okay. But along with the count, if you are giving with the pie charts, the graph symbol, then it will make you more effective to understand that particular execution status here. Further, we need to be get take with the help of this particular Allure reports concept here. Now let's see that how exactly we can get implemented. What are the steps you need to follow? Not like any major code, just you need to be get follow some steps here. Steps to generate Allure reports. Steps to generate Allure reports. Please be very clear about with the steps, guys. All the online students, please be very clear about that particular steps. What exactly that particular steps need to be get followed here. Okay, right. Let's see that. First, see the steps here. Update playwright config file. Update playwright config file. So what it will update, it'll have any reports. So here HTML and then Allure hyphen playwright. Okay. So in that particular config file, we'll have a reports option. In that particular reports option, by default, by default, HTML will be there. Now, along with the HTML, we are not replacing it. We are not replacing HTML file with Allure report. We are maintaining both. HTML reports will be available. Even playwright reports also available. So that is what we are maintaining both the things here. One, it will be taking with HTML. Another one, it will be taking with Allure hyphen playwright here. Okay. Next, that is the first step we have to do. Second step, install Allure report from VS Code terminal. Okay, from the VS Code terminal, you need to be get install that particular Allure report. So how you will install npm install, which you will be taking with npm install hyphen d. D means dependencies. The meaning of that particular D, the meaning of that particular D, it will be taking with dependencies, which it will be taking with that particular respective of dependencies here. Okay, right. Now, npm install hyphen d. Okay. After that, Allure hyphen playwright, and then Allure hyphen command line. Okay, two things here. npm install hyphen d. Hyphen d, it will be taking with that particular dependencies. What are the dependencies? Allure playwright. That means you are making with the connectivity with Allure and playwright. After that, Allure command line. That means Allure commands need to invoke to identify the Allure commands in VS Code. You are installing that particular one of, you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So in this way, you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Okay, so this is what it will be this is what you will be taking with this particular respective of Allure hyphen command line here. So that is how you will be taking with the option which you will be taking with these particular steps here. So in this way, you will go with these particular respective steps. So first, you are updating configuration file. Then you are installing Allure report. After that, execute any automation test case. There is no concept of programming related to Allure report. You doesn't require to go with any of that particular programming. Whatever the test case you want to be get executed, execute any automation test case. After that, now generate Allure report. Okay. For that, it will be using with the command. So that particular command, it will be mentioning that it will be taking with npx, which it will be taking with npx, which just 1 minute, guys. Hmm. So you will be taking with npx Allure. npx Allure generate. Okay. So we are clearly saying that npx Allure generate. So what you have to generate? Allure hyphen results. Then you will be taking with clean. That means clean means you need to be get go with, you will be taking with that particular respective of the clean here. So which you will be taking with that particular respective of clean activity here. Okay, so this is what I will be mentioning that you will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So need to be get go with, you will be having this particular one. So and after that, you will mention open Allure report. You need to open Allure report. That is npx Allure open. npx Allure open. So need to be little bit careful about with the commands, guys. Whenever you are working this particular playwright or TypeScript, what are all the commands has been required, you need to be get little bit careful about all that particular respective commands here. So now see the whole steps, guys. So there is no programming at all. I mean, programming you doesn't require to do anything. Everything your test case steps only. The only thing is the settings. First will be taking with that particular respective of playwright config file. It will be taking with that particular playwright config file. In that, you are taking with these particular respective steps of which you will be having this particular one. You will mention that HTML and then you will be taking with Allure Playwright. Then you will be taking with the command to install that particular respective of Allure results here. I mean, you need to install that installation Allure Playwright, Allure command line. Then you will be taking with execute any of the test case. Once you have been executed any of that particular test case, once you executed that particular any of the test case, then you will be taking with in generating Allure report, then you will be taking with in open that particular perspective of Allure report. So this is what you will be taking with the details here. In this way, you need to be get follow the steps. Either you want to generate individual automation script or you want to be get generate, you will be taking with this particular perspective of framework also. It will be followed that particular same concept here. Okay, right. Okay. So now we are working individually. So we are working that particular individually. So let's see that how exactly we can complete these particular steps. First, we need to be get update that particular playwright config file. Let's see here how exactly we can update this particular playwright config file here. Okay, done. Now, I'm not taking with the framework folder, guys. See here, 77 batch hybrid. I'm not taking with the folder. Just 1 minute. Right. Now let's see that I'm just taking with this particular one, which I will be taking with 77 batch. For that, I'm taking with playwright config file. Okay. So now here we got an reporter HTML. See here. I'm just adding both the reports here. First, we will be taking with HTML along with that particular HTML. Along with that particular HTML, I will be taking with that particular playwright. Not playwright, Allure, right? Allure playwright. So this is what I will be taking with both the things here. See the concept now. Just only these two particular changes here. So which we got it, it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. We have been done with, it will be taking with this particular one. It will be taking with HTML and then it will be taking with Allure report. Okay, done. Now I'm closing playwright config file. Okay. So now we are working 77 batch. So once playwright config file is updated, now I need to install Allure report. See here. Right click, open in integrated terminal. See how we are installing npm install hyphen d allure hyphen playwright and then allure hyphen it will be taking with command line. I'll just click on enter. So it's need to be get install all the dependencies related to that particular Allure report, whatever that particular dependencies has been required, which it has been installing all that particular required dependencies here. Okay, done. Next, after that, we need to execute any automation test case. So for example, easy understanding, I'm taking with login, logout. This is login, logout. I'm not taking any new thing. Just login and logout, I'm executing these particular test case. npx, and then you will be taking playwright test space pc 002 underscore login underscore logout dot spec dot ts, which you will be taking with headed mode. It's need to be get able to perform that particular login and logout. It's need to be get able to perform that particular aspect of login and logout. Completed. Once execution has been completed, now we need to generate Allure report. For that, npx Allure generate Allure results. See here. npx Allure generate Allure hyphen results. That results need to be generated in the clean format. Done. Okay. See the message. It is clearly mentioning that report successfully generated. Let's go with my workspace only. I'll go with the workspace. You will be able to see that. Playwright workspace 77 batch. 77 batch. Now I will be having two folders here. One is playwright hyphen report. This is HTML report. If I open, this is HTML report. Test case 2, login, logout. In the same way, I got one more folder, Allure hyphen report with the today's date and time. Both are with the today's date and time only. Playwright hyphen report is there, Allure hyphen report is there. That Allure hyphen report, if I'm just taking with the double click, it will open, but it cannot get the results. Rather than taking with the double click, when you do the double click, it will not open. Because of that, to open that particular Allure report, you are taking with that particular npx Allure, you will be taking with open. npx Allure open. Now we can see, you will be able to see open that particular result. We got an option of taking with the graph. So for the purpose of generating these kind of graphs, these kind of pie charts, we are taking the help of Allure reports here. For now, you got only one test case, so you are not able to see all that particular things. But when you are able to have group of test cases, like you executed some 10 test case, 50 test cases, then you will be able to see all that particular respective of results here. So this is how we can generate these particular pie charts here. So for the purpose of mainly this particular one, status, how many pass, how many fail, by seeing that particular graph itself, the people can understand that what exactly that particular status of the test execution. No, sir, our client is not expecting Allure report. We are okay with the HTML report. Then he'll continue with only HTML report. There is no concept of mandatory of need to implement with the HTML report, but as part of learning, as part of interview, and as part of real time, we are looking into all the possibilities here. This is what you need to be get go with, and you will be taking with these particular Allure reports here. And while executing, opening these particular Allure report or executing Allure report, just make sure that JDK has been available in your laptop. Sometimes it has been looking into that particular JDK here. Okay, so which you will be taking with that particular respective of JDK here. I mean, in your laptop, that particular JDK has to be available. So if not, sometimes it is giving an error. So just better you can mention that need to have JDK in laptop or system. Okay, so you need to have JDK has been installed in that particular laptop or in that particular system here. Then you will be able to see that you will be taking with these particular respective of node. Okay, so while taking with the practice, first make sure that JDK is installed in your laptop. After that, you can start practicing these particular Allure report. So for now, we got understand that individually how we can generate these particular Allure report here. On Monday, we'll be discussing about how we can integrate Allure report to the framework. Along with that, we'll understand that you will be taking with that particular test suit here. So this is how you will be taking with. We need to be get implement all the required features here. Step by step, we will be understanding. But please take with the regular practice, guys. If you are not taking with the practice, it will make all the confusions because all the advanced concepts we are discussing it. So almost like every day you will be getting one new concepts here. According to that, you need to be get take with the practice. So please go with that particular respective the practice here. Okay. So continue with the framework and along with that, taken a practice of Allure report here. Okay. Clear everyone? Right. Having the questions, you guys can carry on your questions. All the online students having the questions, you can carry on your questions.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Leela. Yes,
Could you
carry on.
please explain that usage of this keyword in general.ts files?
So that is if I'm taking with this particular aspect of global. So we have been done with global class and then taking with the general class. So in that particular global, we define like considering as a outside of the method and inside of the class. So here we have not written any method, but this is like in a constructor is a one method outside of
Uh,
the method and inside of the class. Consider as a instance variable. According to the TypeScript, any instance variable you want to access, you will be using with the keyword of the this. So that is what you are taking with this keyword here.
yes, sir. This we use before that inside within the file only we are using like this keyword now, sir. I mean, if these are general is a separate file and the global is a different file. So outside
That
the
is the
files also, can we use this keyword?
that is the reason you done with extend, right? You are taking with extend and you are getting an access of that.
Ah, that is fine. Before that, while using this, any instance variables also we are using like object name dot
Yeah.
variable.
Yeah.
Previously we used like that.
No, that is object creation. You are creating the object for the method, but here we are not taking into the method, right? So that is
Yes,
the
sir.
reason
Only
we are
for
using this.
getting the variables.
Yes.
So
Okay.
this is this keyword is applicable for outside file also.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. All right, guys. Yes, Abhishek. You can carry on.
Sir, can we create in general the constructor only and use page for that?
No, no. Repeat the question again.
Can we create constructor in general class only instead of global?
We can. But as part of our framework standards, I'm making like everything is a global, right? All the global things, what are the required as a global? So we maintain in the global class. That is the reason we created the constructor there. So otherwise we can create the constructor in the general also. That can be also done.
Okay, so in that case, we don't have to use this, right?
No, but you are taking the test data, right? So test data is available in the global only, right?
Okay, okay. Okay, got
Mm,
it.
mm, yeah.
Mm. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I tried to edit. How to edit an employee, sir? I could not find out the option in that page. Can you help me in that?
So you will be able to say edit button, right? You are not able to say the edit button.
Yes, sir. So add button is there, delete button is there.
No, no, no. Not like it directly will not be getting it. So once you're done with the login, first click on any of the employee here, whatever the employee required. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So you have to click on that. Once you have been click on that, it will be taking with you have to click on this edit. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Because when I try to do it, it is showing that notice uninstall instinct of some messages coming when I try to click.
No, no. So here, just you are using same URL, right? sureshitacademy.com .in.
Okay. Yeah. No, no. Yeah, I think it
Maybe
is
you are using
T
CT Corp.
Corp. Correct.
Uh,
Correct.
that ignore it. That there are some issues over there. You can use this URL sureshitacademy.in.
Got it. Got it, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay. So please look into that particular practice, guys. Please spend with the more time into the practice. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.